Can you put up the presentation, please? Sir. आ जाएगी sir. अभी it will be. So, with the permission of Honorable Chair, Honorable Deputy CM, you have already seen part of the story, Uttar Pradesh transformation story in the film which has already been presented before you. This is just a slightly deeper insight into the opportunities which we are opening up in UP. So I'll just begin with the quote from Honorable Prime Minister. This was his words when we did the third groundbreaking ceremony in Uttar Pradesh in June 2022. Out of the MOUs which we signed in 2018, we have been doing groundbreaking ceremonies so that those intents get transformed into real investments. And this was the third groundbreaking ceremony wherein we grounded 80,000 crore worth of investment proposals. And he acknowledged that UP has now transformed and it is on the takeoff stage, and there is an atmosphere for big investments which has been built up. And now it has become a favorite place for investors. So this is a big morale booster for us, and we are out to realize the dreams which he has laid for the entire nation. This is the robustness of the UP economy. These are some of the statistical indicators which you can see. We are already a 19 lakh crore, which means $250 billion economy. And we are aspiring to become $1 trillion economy in line with the $5 trillion goal, which the Honorable Prime Minister has set for the entire nation. So right now, while we are contributing 8% of the GDP of the entire nation, we aspire that we should be in the next 5 years contributing about 20% of the entire country's GDP. So this is a huge ask which we have set for ourselves. And our chief ministers, under the chief minister's leadership, we are making all-out efforts so that this dream and this target is realized. The export potential of UP is huge, and we already are amongst the top 5 exporters amongst the entire states, and we are contributing about 13% in the export market. We already have a robust growth rate of 11%, and this indicates how placed we are. We are a huge market in terms of 24 crore of population. And our capital outlay also, as the Honorable Chief Secretary and Honorable Minister was also mentioning, we have a large budgetary provision available, and a larger part is going towards capital investments rather than on the revenue side. So this is a very positive sign for any state that the expenditure on the capital side is much more. So as I had already mentioned, we did Global Investor Summit in 2018, and almost about 4 lakh crore worth of projects have already been grounded. And we have set a target now for ourselves that we will be doing much more in the Global Investor Summit. And by the GIS, let's see what is the maximum level which we are able to achieve. The economic indicators in terms of growth are in front of you. During COVID also, we showed resilience, as you can compare along with the figures. I will not repeat, they are available on the screen. And over the past 5 years also, the CAGR is much better than many other economies. Now this is we have laid emphasis on 3 fronts. One is the infrastructure upgradation and creation of new infrastructure. The second is policy-based governance. And the third is creating an ecosystem to support the investors and handhold them. So I'll first come to the infrastructure part of it. We have done a lot of work in improvement of road networks and creation of expressways. As has already been mentioned and you have seen in the film, there's a 2,000 kilometer network of expressways which is coming up. 1,200 kilometers is already operational. And now this has opened up the entire eastern part of Uttar Pradesh, which was not yet developed. It has opened up the Bundelkhand area also. So now a holistic development of Uttar Pradesh can take place, which was earlier focused to the NCR area only because of the better infrastructure there. But now with this infrastructure which has come up all over the state, the connectivity has drastically improved. So now there is a lot of investor interest in other parts of Uttar Pradesh also, because the land is cheaper, the manpower is available, and there is no dearth. Now the quality of life is also significantly improving. So apart from the expressways, there is a huge network of airports also which is coming up. You can see some of the airport locations which are there. 5 international airports will be operational. And in due course, 3 of them are already operational. And one of the Asia's largest airport, which is the Jewar International Airport, and the CEO of the Jewar International Airport is already here, and he'll be sharing his experience also with which he had in Uttar Pradesh. So this is an airport which should be operational in 2024. We are expecting that it should become operational in July 2024. And this is basically the entire economical infrastructure around this we are trying to create. We are trying to create various parks in and around that. There's a lot of investor interest there. And the landlocked status of Uttar Pradesh, which it had earlier, we are hopeful that with this airport coming up, it will become a good cargo hub and people will be able to export very easily from there. There are 2 dedicated freight corridors also which are coming up along with these 19 airports which we have planned in different destinations and different locations of Uttar Pradesh. 2 dedicated freight corridors, on the eastern dedicated freight corridor which is connecting all going from west to east in Uttar Pradesh, and there is another corridor, western dedicated freight corridor, which is connecting us to the western coast. So the landlocked problem which the Uttar Pradesh had will be overcome once we get connected to the 2 ports. And with these airports, so many airports coming up, the exports will become easier and much cheaper. There is a metro connectivity which is improving now in various cities. And we have the country's first inland waterway also, which has become operational right from Varanasi to Haldia. And Honorable Prime Minister inaugurated the cruise recently, which is now will take people from Prayagraj to Dibrugarh. So that is the kind of connectivity which we are trying to create to bring down the logistics cost. And to basically capitalize on the investments on the infrastructure, we have upgraded our policies. There are 3 policies catering to the aerospace sector. One is the civil aviation policy, so that the services from various airports get incentivized. The second is the MRO policy, because the nation wants and there is a desperate need of an MRO hub there. So we have planned the MRO facility, the maintenance, repair and overhaul of aircrafts, because there is a lot of potential now, and that facility will also come up there. And the third is the defense and aerospace policy, which we have created to utilize this entire connectivity which we are trying to create here. Now, along these corridors, there is a warehousing and logistic possibility also, which is emerging, and therefore we have updated our warehousing and logistic policy also, and providing various incentives for investors to come up with logistic parks along this network of expressways and dedicated freight corridors and airports. And there are various incentives which we have planned. There are berthing terminals also. We have provided for purchase subsidy for vehicles which will ply on this inland waterway. So all these we have provided so that the logistic costs come down and the movement of goods outside, and UP becomes a manufacturing hub. Now, in terms of key enablers, there are various rankings which are brought out by Niti Aayog and the Government of India, and you can see on the screen. Almost on all the indices, UP has moved up, and we are either on the number 1 rank or number 2nd rank, and this is going to be better. In terms of policies, we have updated our policy by looking at various states' policies, and now the overarching industrial policy is providing 3 options to investors. Earlier, the earlier policy was giving only 1 option, which benefited only a few industries. But now we have option for capital subsidy, and which goes right up to 42%. And then we have net SGST reimbursement option also, which is available to people who would not like to go for capital subsidy and want a net SGST reimbursement. And the third is to basically seek investments under the PLI scheme, because Government of India is issuing a large number of LOIs under the 15 to 16 PLI policies which they have notified. And we want that the people who are LOI holders should come to UP, and therefore there is a top-up subsidy also which we have provided. Now, this is the whole framework of policies. We have identified about 25 sectors which are the focus sectors for us. Defense and aerospace manufacturing and is also one of the reasons why we are here. There's a lot of potential in UP also, and we are seeking investments here. We have 6 nodes, And UP is beneficiary of the Government of India scheme of defense corridors. The first one has been located in Tamil Nadu. The second has been operationalized in Uttar Pradesh. So there are a lot of investment opportunities there. And from morning, we have discussed with a number of defense manufacturers here and who have shown interest, and we have signed MOUs with them also. So apart from that, the IT and electronics sector is also a major focus area for us, and Bangalore is a hub of IT and electronics, and therefore also we are here to seek your support, and we have updated our policies. We have discussed with a number of companies here since morning, and we will be very happy if more participation from Bangalore also comes up in this space. We are planning an electronic manufacturing cluster also near the Jewar airport. So this is a 1,000-acre facility which will be coming up. Pharma is another area which we have, various options which we have discussed with the investors here. And there is an opportunity in development of pharma parks. We have provided all kinds of incentives. There's a separate medical device park also which is coming up near Jewar. This is a 350-acre area, and we have already got significant investment intents there. People have purchased plots. There are a few plots now which are available, and if required, we'll increase the park size also. Data centers is another area where a lot of interest has been shown in Uttar Pradesh, and we already have the entire country's capacity of 600 to 700 megawatts which is coming up in Uttar Pradesh. And we are still getting interest from various national and international companies to put up data centers there, because there is a lot of data requirement, and we generate 20% of the data. However, the storage capacity in India is only 2%. So therefore, there is a lot of opportunity which is available there. Then the solar policy, the bioenergy policy, these are already, generally the areas of interest now. Innovation ecosystem also we have improved. We have, as the Chief Secretary was also mentioning, we have set up 6 centers of excellences to support innovations and startups, and we are creating a large network of incubators also. There are 55 incubators which have already come up, and the number of startups registered in UP has now gone up to 8,000. So there are 6 centers of excellence, as I was mentioning. There is a center of excellence in AI and ML. There is a center of excellence in drone manufacturing. There are 2 centers of excellence to support startups in the defense sector. And then there is one in medical technology side, and then one is there in mobile accessories side. So we are trying to support the R&D activity under all the various policies and supporting center of excellences, so that this innovation ecosystem builds up, and we provide you full support so that the innovators can do well. Then there are other agri policy, agri-processing, food processing policy are the obvious choices for investments there, because it is largely an agrarian economy. We have a vibrant MSME base. There are 96 lakh MSMEs located in UP, and we have the largest MSME base here. Now, this MSME base can not only become ancillary units for bigger manufacturing units which get set up there, but they are an asset to us in terms of providing employment also. And we have had discussions with confederations here, and they have shown a lot of interest. We are also coming up with a film city in the Jewar airport area. This is a 1,000-acre facility which we will create in the North India. And the bids are already out, and we have seen significant interest. We will be closing the bids on 30th of January. And let's see, we are hoping to get a good developer there. So I'll not touch upon the other policies because the time is short, and honorable ministers and dignitaries here are also to speak. About the skilled manpower, this slide basically takes you through that. We have a large number of higher educational institutions. We have a large number of ITIs and polytechnics, and we'll be willing to give you trained manpower according to the curriculum you decide or according to the requirements you have. We can set up customized courses also through our ITIs and polytechnics so that you get a good trained manpower. Now, we are also focusing on cluster-based development. These are some of the parks which are already there. I will not go into them in detail. You can have a look at them on the screen. So textile is a major activity. Leather, UP, Agra and Kanpur are known for their leather-based products. So they are, obviously, people can come and invest there. We have increased our land bank also, and we have incentivized the private people also to set up private industrial parks. So there are capital incentives also, which are provided there during the development stage also, and after you are able to operationalize the units which get set up. There's a fast track allotment policy also for people where the investment size is more than 500 crore. So the government makes a direct sort of recommendation to the authorities, and you get an allotment directly of the land. These are the three portals which we have created. One is the Nivesh Mitra portal, which everybody must be aware of, which basically gets linked to the national single window system, where all the clearances, more than 350 clearances now, almost all the clearances have been made online, and you need not run from pillar to post to get those clearances. There's a Nivesh Sarthi portal, which I would like to just mention, that those who have signed the MOUs today, and Honorable Deputy CM will be revealing the figures, they will be sort of, their hand-holding will be done by our team in the Invest UP. We have engaged about more than 100 young boys and girls who will be hand-holding these investors, who are being trained specifically for that purpose, and they will get your clearances, etc. So this is something which we have created, and the incentives which we are promising through the policies, they will also be given through the online system only. Now this is generally, I've already covered all of them. These are the focus sectors which I have just mentioned, and the strengths. You can have a look at them on the screen. Education and skills is another area. Real estate is obvious area for people. Now, this is the vision of Honorable Chief Minister, that while we move forward on the development path, we should take everybody along, and the benefits of the development should reach to the last mile. And we will, taking everybody on board, we will reach the $1 trillion economy goal which we have. Now, this is the gist of the international road shows. We have traveled 16 countries and 21 destinations, and we could get a significant investment intent from there. About 7 lakh crore worth of investment intents were received by us, and we are very hopeful that they will materialize into investments. Now, this is the sum and substance of the Global Investor Summit, which we are doing from 10th to 12th. It will be inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister. The valedictory will be by Honorable President. We will have the HM also and the Defense Minister also there during this period. And there is a trade show also which we are putting up. So those of you who want to showcase their products and find a buyers and market there, they can book stalls there and showcase their products so that you get a market also. There are 6 events also which have been planned, and we'll be showcasing the One District, One Product scheme also, and the startups which are coming up in UP, so that they get an exposure to international and national market. So thank you very much for coming here and listening to the transformation story of UP. Thank you very much.